shoot this guy right away, then aim at the bartender because he'll sneak up on you and shoot you with a shotgun. Shoot that guy. Watch out for the stripper. Shoot that guy in the face. And then shoot this guy. And pick up all the loot. Do a shoe dodge if you want to. I didn't land too well. Rather a rough landing, so what I had to do was activate bullet time. Well, I guess I didn't have to activate bullet time in that instance, but now I'm going to go over here, take cover. This is Bic Benedict. And I'm sorry some of these videos can't be properly introduced, but since I don't want to risk putting all the cutscenes in, I have to go straight to the gameplay. And there's a lot of walking around prior to this, to going into the strip club. So there's not going to be any nudity, I don't believe, so don't get worried or offended, and I hope. It's always a concern when you do something like this, when there's breasts visible, but those are mostly in the cutscenes. There is a stripper in the bathroom. I think she's dead though, and it doesn't even show anything anyway. You just don't want to be in a position over here where you're almost clearing all the enemies, and then that guy behind the bar sneaks up on you and shoots you. So keep this 357 Magnum. It's incredibly powerful. I mean, you have a slot for a handgun. You might as well pack the most heat. So there is a medicine, a painkiller behind the bar, but I'm gonna just take care of all these guys. Take care of this fat ass right there, and just pick up all the loot. Go around, pick up whatever you want. Most of these guys have AK-47s, and obviously we're in the poverty section of Sao Paulo now. So there's the painkiller right there. And I don't know what was in the storeroom over here. It was probably... Oh, no, a painkiller. There we go. Nice. There's two of them right there. So it's not quite over yet. And you don't get a checkpoint. So watch all your corners, first of all. And this is a long chapter, but it's not hard. See? So sometimes you have to instigate these guys to come out. Oh yeah, there may be something in the bathroom too. But obviously, Max lost his aviator sunglasses by a gang. They took it from him and his watch, so that's why he doesn't have his aviators on. I love aviator sunglasses. I have a pair myself. Some Ray-Bans are really nice. I don't have a Hawaiian shirt like him though, so I guess I'm not as cool as he is. But who could be in reality, I love this character. He's so he doesn't say too much. I mean, the monologues that he has with himself is very funny, and it's where the writing really shines. But yeah, this is where one of the strippers is. I went into the room. And then I quickly backed off because I knew that you might be able to see some breasts, so I just left. Breasts are nice, but they're not nice when the woman's dead, unless you're one of those necrophiliacs. I think that's what that particular psychological bent is called. Anyway, there's the last foe right there, and now we get a chance to have a checkpoint and survey the environment. There's the poor woman right there. God rest her soul. There's a tourist under the bed. I cut it out, though. He's actually going to be a great source of help to us. And he was in the first chapter, actually. He has a bald spot in the back of his head. That's how I remembered him. So, nothing over here that I know of. Now, we're just walking forward in the slum area. And I love all these nice little touches, like the guys closing the windows, the shutters and stuff. So I like to spawn these enemies, fall back, and take them out with my 357 Magnum. This isn't the best of cover right here, because this is disposable cover, if you want to call it that, or breakable cover. These boards here. You don't get hit if they shoot the boards, but once the board is gone, then they have a direct line of sight to you. But the inverse reality of that is that you can shoot enemies through boards, which is really nice. So I think I may have done that for nothing. Anyway. Okay, so this next section, no big deal either. Just hug the wall to the left, take these guys down as they go down the stairs, get headshots, do your bullet time, and just... one hard part of this section, though, is locating enemies. A couple times in this chapter, I was getting hit, and I was going into cover, still getting hit, and then moving to a different piece of cover, and then I wasn't getting hit, and then I was very carefully surveying the environment. I was getting really close up to the screen just to see where these guys were because they weren't firing at me. And that's one issue, because a lot of these guys are on balconies or, you know, in just weird locations that you can't see them. And most of the time you see them, but it's too late. You've already taken, you know, considerable damage. I love this level. You know, this is where the game really starts to shine. I mean, it starts shining in the first level, but this is probably a lot of people's favorite level because, you know, he shaved his head. He's going in disguise, sort of, I guess. Although this guy can't really disguise himself too well. He's causing so much havoc. But he's just trying to get a job done. He's trying to save Fabiana. And we'll have to see how that plays out. I'm not going to spoil anything, but when the time comes, just to keep you updated, I will, even though I cut the cutscenes out. So, looks like that. No, there's seemingly no succession of enemies here. So always, like I said, always get into cover, no matter what. See, this guy is gonna. I didn't see this guy until too late, actually, right there. But I don't think he damaged me. But I heard him. So a lot of the times, I'm also listening for muzzle, or not listening, but looking for muzzle flares in the environment, and that tells me where it is. So here's another winner right there, trying to encroach upon my territory over here. I had to shoot him in the groin. You actually. Every kill you get, it goes into a different category. So, and then I think you get trophies too. So fall down here. Oh, my bad. Don't fall down there right away. Anyway, take these guys out. So you see how slowly you have to play this game. It's not a bad thing, actually. It's really good. And watch out for this guy. In a situation like that, you can either just hold your ground. I knew I had a very strong firearm. Otherwise, I would have done the backwards shoot dodge. But in a couple of my videos, I've been telling you that I've given up, not given up, but just abandoned my regular campaign, because you only get one save in this game, and when you start a new game, you go to campaign, and if I go to campaign, I'm back in chapter. This is chapter 7, right? I'm back in chapter 4, I believe. So what I have to do, because I've three separate occasions I've lost footage, and to go back to that, to recapture the footage that I lost, I would have to go back to that checkpoint, and the only way that I could do that without restarting the whole chapter is to go to the menu and select chapter select and go to the checkpoint select too, which is it's not made well, because it says checkpoint select, but it doesn't give you any kind of, it doesn't fill you in like what area of the game that checkpoint is located at, so it ends up being a guessing game. See this? I didn't know who the fuck was shooting at me here. I caught a glimpse of blue over to the right, some guy in a blue shirt. I think that guy was hitting me, or that guy, I don't know, it might have been a really bad angle. But it was probably this asshole up there, so I'm going to take him out. and I have my, I think it's the FAL gun, or it might be an AK-47. I'm not an expert in you know, virtual guns or anything like that. What else to talk about? I really don't have too many complaints with this game, really. I wish the character moved a little faster. I wish he snapped into cover the way Marcus does in Gears of War. I wish when you have two corresponding pieces of cover, like I mentioned in the last video, I wish you could just slide from cover to cover. That would be really nice. And, you know, not fixing up these, you know, aiming on the stairs here, and the way Max puts his gun up when he's too close to cover, because, you know, the physics of that in reality wouldn't work. But aside from that, I would definitely give this game a 10 out of 10. It deserves it. So we're going to take this guy out here. He's got the X mark on him. He's gone. So there's an incendiary jug right there. So you could have taken advantage of that. See how you just never press forward. Just never, ever press forward. I know I'm sounding like a broken record. But even if you, you know, are being overcautious, at least you're not being over dead. If that makes sense. You know, so just go from cover to cover. If no one jumps out at you, proceed, and then just repeat. See how I'm going to go. Okay, in that situation, I spawned an enemy because I crossed an invisible tripwire point, and he just rushed out of the shack he was in. So, right here, I'm picking up some ammo. Still staying in cover. Now I'm going to go to, I believe I go to this cover over here behind the fence. If I know myself. Yep, see how that was the exact thing I needed to do? Even though this is really shitty cover right here, at least it's cover. And I didn't take any damage, because a lot of the times the enemies go to the cover too, because they're scared of me. They're scared of Big Benedict because they don't want to get their asses kicked. That's the reality of the situation. Okay, so that battle's over. Okay, we're going to be coming up on the next section now, and it's going to be going in slow motion after we hit the lock off this door. And you don't really want to hit the guy. Let me wait till it actually starts happening here. You're going to be able to use the Uzi while we're going up. And here it goes. You see the guy like right next to the winch right there, the guy in the green hat? Don't shoot him, because the weight is going to fall on him. So what you need to do is just shoot all these guys, try to get him in the head, and see I'm not even getting damage. I don't even think there is a damage indicator right here. So that means right there, that means I've killed all the guys. And, well, all the guys that were near that, near the wheel. So these two guys, this guy is usually really close, so take him out, and we are going to get a checkpoint once we get into the storeroom below. So just take this guy out right here, and you're going to be able to grab an AK-47. We can also grab a sniper rifle pretty soon. I popped a painkiller right there because I knew there's a couple more in the room below. But I'm not going to progress until I'm certain that everyone's gone. They should all be gone. But you see that guy over across the way? Those guys are spawners once you get up to this area here. I took care of all the guys below when we're riding up on the chain. And the next battle is going to be a really drawn out battle, but it's just the way it works, because you have to be really careful and precise, and I could have done it a little faster, but then I probably might have got killed. That's just how it works. Anyway, there's two painkillers, like I said, in the bottom room, and then another pair of painkillers after, in that area right over there across the way. And don't worry about ammo, because there's going to be an infinite supply of ammo in the room. The strange thing about the room, though, is that there's a door that you can't go through, but the problem is the enemies are going to burst through it after you kill 4 enemies. So once we get to the checkpoint, you kill 4 guys, the door bursts open, and it's really kind of jacked up, but you'll see how it works once I kill 4 guys. But just be prepared. Remember, once you get the guy killed, the 4th guy, make sure you activate bullet time. And what I like to do actually is just jump out through the window. It's kind of reckless, but see, there's the sniper rifle right there. I'm gonna start using that, after I think okay. So there's the first guy killed, but I am gonna use a sniper rifle after I kill once the door opens. So there's the second guy, and I like to stay in this area here when the door bursts open. It's just kind of hard because when you're aiming and trying to kill the guy who's bursting through the door, there's actually 2 of them. You could get hit by all these assholes on the other side. So just remember to restock on your ammo. And I'm on number 4. So once I kill one more guy, the door is going to burst open. And I just like to stay here and then do the shoot dodge backwards. But the problem is, even if I kill the guy who bursts through the window, or the door rather, when I land, I'm going to be vulnerable. So I'm going to have to activate bullet time and or go back into cover very promptly. So there we go. There's the door opening. There's the guy. And if you could do this more gracefully than I do it, I applaud you. But looks like I didn't kill him. So I'm see that's what I meant about it doing it more gracefully than I did it. So I'm going to have to get into cover promptly over here and take him out. It looks like he rushed me and killed me. So there's that guy killed. And there's one more other guy, but he tends to just kind of stay outside the room. He won't rush you. I don't believe he will. I mean, you might, if you give him enough time, he might rush you. But I activated bullet time right here, and I think I killed him. Yeah, got a nice headshot. There's the painkillers right over there. But even though this door's open, I really wouldn't recommend going down below until you clean up a few more enemies. So crouching's also really helpful over here. So crouch, and this is a pretty good spot, even though it's really close to the enemies. The AK-47's, it's got some power to it. It's not as powerful as the FAL, but it's still decent. Plus, when I was doing this on hard mode, I thought I could blind fire my way through this, and it's a good idea in theory, but it's just how this game works. Blind firing is not blind firing, like I said in the very first video. So this is a really good spot to stand too. It just kind of takes a while to kill all the enemies. So you notice I got the sniper rifle now, and I'm crouching. This is from a crouched position. If you're actually standing erect, you're going to be a lot more vulnerable. So I'm mostly crouching this whole time I'm doing all these battles, and there's a lot of enemies. But as you can see here, the bars of the railing here is getting in my way, and sometimes even when I have the reticle over the enemies, it's not turning red because Max is either too close to the stairs and it's screwing up with that, the animation glitches, or it's just not recognizing that I'm because there's just so much in the way. We have the stairwell in the way. We have distance, in between these two ledges here, and we also have these enemies who are hiding behind their own covers. So just add up all that, and you get for a pretty tough fight here. But if you're careful and you're meticulous about just clearing everybody and not rushing, although I do jump off like a madman pretty soon, but I couldn't help it because it's so fucking cool. Anyway, so I'm gonna crouch over here, and I'll always, when you're crouching, swap shoulders. See which shoulder's the best, which one's gonna put you in cover. It's a sawed-off shotgun right there. I'm not gonna mess with that. I don't care for that weapon. But I still have the sniper rifle, and I'm just trying to see who's left. It looks like all the guys on the other side above are dead, but these guys below need to be taken out. But it's just a matter of finding them. First of all, finding them, and then getting into a spot where I can shoot them without them shooting me. And the sensitivity for when you're aiming with this scope is more than I'm accustomed to, and that's why I'm not making excuses. I know I'm a pretty bad shot in general, but still, I need my sensitivity a little lower. I don't even know if you can manipulate it. The scope setting when you're aiming, you probably can, but I didn't try to manipulate it. I was too intent on doing this battle. And what I'm going to do actually is just jump off this entire rail over here get some bullet time and do the shoot dodge right off the rail. It is suicide unless you only have a couple guys left like I do. So I pretty much knew nobody's really firing at me. It's probably a couple of hiders somewhere around the vicinity. So I'm just going to jump off. I tried to jump off and then I got knocked back. I don't know if I think it was that pole that got in my way. But check this out. How badass is this? So there's the hider. There's that son of a bitch right there. You try to hit him in the head. I got a body shot kill right there. When I land, I'm going to immediately activate my bullet time, but I don't have any bullet time, looks like. That gave me some bullet time, that kill right there. Just a very incremental amount. So I'm just laying here, supine, and waiting for any more guys to run down the stairs. Looks like they're not, so I'm going to go behind cover. And the bad thing, though, is that once you come down here, you can't go back into that room that had the infinite ammo. So that's a problem. It's also a problem if you forget to get those painkillers, you can't go back in the room. So the checkpoint is actually, it's right in that room, but you have to do all these battles over again, so you don't want to do that. And just observe how slowly I take this. You know, I could have done it faster like I mentioned before, but why would I want to chance it when I'm making really good progress? You know, I'm almost dead, but I have 2 painkillers left, and I know there's a pair of painkillers in a subsequent room if I could just clean up a couple more enemies. In fact, they might all... No, there's more. My bad. What am I thinking? There's always more enemies. So now I'm just gonna... I didn't have to take this too, so slowly, but see, that's a really good technique too. Always don't ever turn your back on these goddamn enemies. Here we go. A good situation where, well, it was not a good situation, but it was good that I was so aware of the situation up here and prepared for. See how I'm switching shoulders? Very necessary to do. And if you are wondering how to do that, you just press left and right on the D-pad. So I got a headshot right there, and those are the last 2 enemies in this room, although I don't know that because I'm speaking in post-production. I've already done this. So we do have a couple more enemies in the hall. So I believe to the right, once you go through that door, it's a dead end. To the left is where our objective is, but don't rush like a madman because that's just going to get you killed. So aim, switch shoulders, inch around the corner, and then have these guys spawn and then take these guys out. There is an incendiary jug down the way, right there, but I didn't see it quite yet. I killed this guy first of all. Oh, there's the jug. Yeah, got a headshot there. Then there's another thug who comes out. Right, yeah, he was hiding behind the corner, and I don't know what this was. I don't know. I honestly don't know what that little hiccup was. But it wasn't anything that killed me or damaged me because I still have the same amount of damage. But that was the last guy. Whenever you hear Max doing his monologue, that means he said something about Fabiana or something, and that just gave me the indication that I could proceed.
By the second, I had to get to Serrano before.
So, painkillers over here, a couple of them. So now I have 4, but my health is, not that good. I wish it regenerated a little. I wish after a battle they filled you up, or I don't know, took some of the bleed off. I don't know. I just, it's a different game. This is not Uncharted. This is not Gears. It's not Spec Ops: The Line. It's not an auto regenerating game. It's a different concept. We have to deal with that. I also wanted to mention that even though I've been going to checkpoints from the chapter select menu, I've actually stopped doing that because it's so... what you get is you get a painkiller and you get a pistol. So it's such a disadvantage that I have to just restart the chapter. So just to let you guys know, I'm not manipulating anything, and hell, you can't even manipulate it. It doesn't work. I wasn't even trying to. It's just that I was trying to... What I wanted to do was get back to where I was, having lost some footage. So we're going to drop down here, get a checkpoint, and then we have quite a ways to go. But these are really easy fights coming up. This battle is going to spawn right when you come up here, so don't even expose yourself. Just inch around the corner. There's 3 guys over here. There's the first guy. If they're hiding behind cover, just shoot the cover because it's disposable cover. There's the second guy. He's right over there. he moved to where the first guy was, apparently. And we are going to be getting another restorative item. So what I like to do is just take out this third guy, reload, and the Uzi's very weak, but it's going to take this guy out in one shot. Do the shoot dodge here, take this guy out, one hit, and there's a painkiller over there. This guy's stashing away painkillers. Nobody hides painkillers from fucking Vic Benedict. So I'm going to get to my feet over here. See, there it is. The guy's holding out on me.
Running the risk of becoming too
jump down. And the door we need to go to is right there, but be very careful. I don't think you get a checkpoint, so just tap R1. Sometimes the guy flips the table over, and it's actually better, because you can shoot him through the table, but looks like he wasn't doing anything there. Another guy's going to rush through the open door, so do the cover trick, or I was going to say stasis this guy, which is, it's kind of the same thing as in Dead Space, like I've said a couple times. So yeah, I had to restart this chapter. It was a real pain in the ass. There's another painkiller right there. 8, what do I have, 6 right there? You're going to see that I have fewer in another take over here. There's another guy right there. There's 2 more guys and they sneak up on you really craftily too. The first guy is going to do it right when you bust out of this door, so do the shoot dodge, take this motherfucker out right there. And there's nothing in those rooms except sawed-off shotguns that those guys wielded. This guy's tough because once he pops out, you gotta freeze him. Or, you see what I'm saying? It's tough. So, that should be the last guy. And nothing in here. I was just covering all my tracks in there. There should be painkillers in there, but there's not. Oh yeah, my bad. More stuff, and there's no checkpoint either. So it would probably be better to not shoot through this window. See how I got tagged through that angle? That's a bad angle right there that I'm standing in. So what I would do is I would bust through the window and then quickly go behind cover. It's disposable cover, but you could shoot the 2 guys that are up there rather quickly, and then just deal with the situation a little bit better than I am right now, because first of all, I'm in a bad angle. Second of all, I can't even see the guy from the building and the foliage all around me. So there should be another guy up there. There he is right there. There's the X over the face. Got that guy killed. Now we got a checkpoint. And I could have done that without taking any hits, but it was taking me too many tries to perfect it. This is tough. Even on okay, this here, I don't know if that does anything, if that gives you any extra advantage taking that off. You're gonna get a fight spawn no matter what, and you might think to yourself that I'm being kind of stupid shooting the boards there. The discolored board right there, you can't shoot. The one to the left, the only board that's remaining there, you can't shoot for some reason. But the reason I shoot those boards is because I don't like to have my visibility decreased because sometimes those enemies are going to hide behind the slab of rock in the middle of the courtyard down there, and you won't be able to see them through the wood, and they'll shoot you right through the wood. So just do the cover trick over here. I did lower my sensitivity, so I have all the sensitivities down to 3. There's 3 sensitivity selections, and I put them all down to 3. I think they range from 1 to 10, or maybe 0 to 10. If you want to, also you can have two magnums in your inventory. You don't have to have a handgun, a pistol, or excuse me, you don't have to have a pistol, an Uzi, and a shotgun. You could have 2 Uzis. You could have 2, 357 magnums. Really good. So here I'm inching my way around a corner. There's one guy in the house. A couple times you're going to have spawners up on the balcony up there, so just take those guys out. And then to the right, we have a guy in a turquoise shirt. And I know it's turquoise because turquoise pants or something like that. I spent a long time on this section. Like I said, I had to redo this part. Hell, I had to start the whole chapter over, in fact. So I'm just inching my way around the corner, taking these guys. This gun is very powerful, this AK-47. Just a couple hits and these guys are gone. The problem is, there is an incendiary jug right next to the door, and the most logical thing for me to when I see this kind of situation, because I know the guys are going to burst out. So what I was thinking was, what I always thought from even my hard run campaign was, get over here, shoot the jug when these guys rush out the door, kill everybody. See that guy that just rushed out the door? If I had that incendiary jug lit, it could have killed him with the proper timing. But the problem is, I can never get it to work without getting myself killed. And hell, I've been standing way far back from it, and it still detonates and kills me. So I don't quite know. This guy's a rusher. Really watch out for that guy. And there's still more guys in the house. But when you're down here, and when you get that second wave, make sure you take the guy out on the balcony, because he's at an angle where he can hit you a lot easier than the guys who are nearer to the house. So we're almost getting finished with this chapter. It's a long one, but I think this is one of my favorite chapters. It's got to be. And it's not because he's got the Hawaiian shirt and he's bald, but that does have something to do with it. See, there's the jug. See, there's the jug. Another jug right there. There's the jug right by the door. So I don't think we're in the clear quite yet. Got a couple of foes to dispatch right here. Pretty sure there's a painkiller in this house. There we go. Nice blind. I like to blind fire with the Uzi, because it's a very weak gun, and I can use waste bullets with it. So where's that painkiller? It should be in here somewhere. I think it's to the right on the table. Maybe not. Maybe there's none. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to get a cutscene over here when you go through the door.
This was going to be a safe medical detox.
And that guy's always going to try to get you, and then he'll run back. So just blind fire your way through this, or do a backward shoot dodge towards the screen if you want to. There's a lot of attention to detail in this game, and it's really remarkable how everything. There's so many interactive things in this game. Like, you could stand next to a window and bust it, and shoot boards off doors and stuff like that. Really great game. So here's the last thug right there. He's gone. I think the painkiller's in this room. I was confusing it with the other house, if you want to call it a house. Yeah, there's a painkiller over there. There is one section that's coming up that's fairly tough, until I realized that you're really not supposed to do anything but sprint past the area. And it's coming up pretty soon. In fact, I think it's the very next fight. We're going to be thrust into a situation where we've got some guys throwing Molotov cocktails at us, and if you get scorched, you cannot survive, even if you've got 10 painkillers. So what you want to do is wait for this to die down. See this? Even if you walk around it, it'll still it'll hit you even if you're pretty close to it. So what I like to do is do a shoot dodge here. I like to get a little closer though, and inevitably I get hit over here. So I would not mess around with killing those 4 enemies, throwing the Molotov cocktails at you. I don't think they all do it. I think it's just one guy. And watch out for the guys up here. There's one guy. I think there may be another guy on a ledge up here. Just take him out. Another guy spawned somewhere. And this is, yeah, the body was in my way right there. And you get a checkpoint right up here, so it's very nice. So what I like to do over here is spawn everybody and then do a backwards shoot dodge, so I can take a couple of the higher placed enemies out. See? That one up there, try to get a headshot, then that one to the left, try to get it, and watch out for the Molotov cocktails being thrown at you. I don't think there's been anything that's been worse than in Spec Ops: The Line here. In this game, they still do it, but it's not constantly. These guys, you could probably avoid these guys too if you wanted to sprint around them, just as we did the other guys. But you do get a checkpoint, so even if you perish over here, you lose hardly any progress. And, feel free to use all the painkillers you want to, because we're almost done with this chapter. And we're going to be doing another flashback chapter next, which is a really cool chapter. I like it. So they're just going to restart you with, the whatever number of painkillers the game decides to give you. I don't know if it differs between difficulties. I really don't think it does. Anyway, this is the last thing we need to do on this chapter. Just shoot the rocket. It's going to explode and kill that asshole over there. And then we're going to be able to just climb the stairs all the way to the palace. And with that, I will see you in Chapter 8, which, as I said, is a flashback New York chapter. And it's entitled, Ain't No Reprievement Gonna Be Found Otherwise. Really cool title, so I'll see you over there.